Welcome to this short video highlighting Chapter 11 of Bob Cochran's second book, Hyperdimensional You, Surfing the Shift Towards Mastery. If you find the material interesting, much greater detail may be found within the book, which is available on Amazon.com in either paperback or e-reader form. Let's get started. Chapter 11, From Boundaries to Beyond. Our boundaries. Paradox, when our shield becomes our cage. The more people train the world around them about the limits of their personal boundaries, the less the protective shield part of our boundaries gets used. Meanwhile, the exact same boundary, made from our beliefs, continues being a cage, keeping important truths and opportunities away from our awareness. It's like having a bouncer who's gotten so good at keeping troublemakers out that he starts turning away those who you would most like to see. Rosa Luxemburg once observed that those who do not move do not notice their chains. Cochran suggests that many people have built their own ever-shrinking cages out of what he calls petrified thoughts, beliefs that have become so rigid they've essentially turned to stone. The good news, once someone realizes the cage is made of thoughts, they can start renovating. The art of healing. Start with yourself. Here's where things get interesting. Cochran challenges the notion that focusing on self-healing is selfish. He compares it to woodworkers taking time to sharpen their tools. It's not really selfish if it makes them better at their job. One can't pour from an empty cup, and since love isn't a finite resource, taking some time for oneself doesn't mean less for others. The quantum science angle is particularly fascinating. Cochran explains that wave-particle duality suggests that a sore toe is simultaneously just a group of quantum particles and a group of energy waves. Therefore, thought energy waves might be able to alter the energy waves in that sore toe, resulting in improvement. Of course, the sender's mental waves can be blocked by the receiver's boundaries, acting as a shield. Conscious thoughts like, "I don't trust this," or subconscious thoughts like, "I'm getting too much benefit from this problem to let it go." Ideas in the universal field. Cochran presents a mind-bending concept. Our ideas might not be as original as we think. Instead of arising independently from our grey matter, these "it just came to me" moments might be sent out from a conscious field based on what we're likely to do with them. The author, speaking from his experience with computer technology patents, describes feeling like ideas float within the field, like sentient beings searching for the right recipient. The ideal person would be someone willing to birth an idea into reality without weaponizing it. As a futurist, Cochran predicts some fascinating developments: energy generation at the point of consumption, renewable energy being disrupted by perpetuals, generators using permanent magnets, and eventually inexhaustibles that draw unlimited zero-point energy from the quantum foam. Thoughts are a one-click purchase. Here's where Cochran drops a reality bomb. In the quantum field of potential futures, if you thought it, you bought it. Every thought goes into our cosmic shopping cart, and the deeper we get into what he calls the shift, the more pronounced this cause and effect relationship will become. This connects to our free will in a profound way. Either divinely gifted free will is real, or divinely imposed judgment and commandments are real, but not both. Cochran suggests that low-vibration people and institutions aren't necessarily judged for their thoughts and choices, but rather by their thoughts and choices at the quantum field level. Our minds, he explains, are like gardens where we can choose to grow flowers or weeds. Most people are floating on a turbulent sea of quantum potentials, letting the calm of their carelessly planted thought seeds push them around like waves. The alternative is taking ownership of their boat's rudder through consciously directed thoughts and focused intent. The dimensional staircase, from line to octahedron. Perhaps the most intriguing concept Cochran presents is his dimensional metaphor. Imagine our most highly realized self as a hyperdimensional octahedron capable of flying. This octahedron can be dismembered into two three-dimensional pyramids capable of only running, which can be further broken down into two-dimensional triangles capable of only walking, and finally into one-dimensional lines capable of only crawling. Now picture incarnating into Earth as what seems to be a single crawling line with amnesia about your true dimensional nature. The goal is to use free will and courage to reclaim your true self, dimension by dimension. It's like a cosmic video game where the objective is remembering you're actually the superhero. The challenge is that consciousness can see vibrationally downward much better than upward. So when someone evolves their awareness from that of a 1D line to a 2D triangle, they can still understand the line people, but the line people may think the triangle person needs therapy. Welcome to the path of the hyperdimensional black sheep, where being ahead of the curve often means being misunderstood. The roadmap to mastery, integration, and ascension. Cochran outlines a specific progression for left brain dominant types, growing into higher dimensions. It starts with integrating the right brain for basic intuition, then adding heart-brain coherence for expanded intuition. Next comes pineal gland activation for interdimensional send receive ability, followed by connection with unseen guides, a conscious planet, the innate body, and finally, higher self-dimensionality. The author emphasizes that this isn't about becoming something more, but rather removing the veil to realize we are always more. It's like discovering you've been wearing a blindfold in a room full of treasure. Faith, according to Cochran, comes in empowering and disempowering varieties. The disempowering version involves unquestioned trust in second-hand narratives. The empowering version, which he translates for science-minded folks, is the ability to exercise sovereignty of mind, to observe as tangible that which is still one of many potentials in the quantum field. In other words, advanced faith is essentially quantum potential biasing, with style. Vibrational buoyancy, dropping the scuba weight belt. Using a scuba diving analogy, Cochran explains that our vibrational rate has a neutral buoyancy point. We can temporarily raise our vibration through effort, but will likely settle back to our default level unless we release some ballast weights. These weights come in the form of grievances, judgments, and internalized low vibration beliefs. Every grievance since birth has attached a weight and lowered our vibrational neutral buoyancy point. The rope holding each weight in place is a judgment, and the knot securing that rope is the assumption that the universe made a mistake in letting that happen. We can release each weight by either trusting the universe, untying the knot, or through judgment neutralizing forgiveness, cutting the rope. Cochran recommends an occasional affirmation. I forgive everyone, everything, and I trust that the universe knows what it's doing. It's like doing spring cleaning for the soul, releasing old grudges to make room via natural buoyancy for higher vibrational experiences. The compassion solution. In what might be the most practical section of his work, Cochran introduces compassion as the ultimate problem solver. Like the Greek father's blue window cleaner in My Big Fat Greek Wedding, compassion can apparently improve just about anything. Compassion is simultaneously a balancing agent, bonding agent, solvent, and catalyst. He breaks down compassion into a soup with specific ingredients and presents a roadmap for civilization. Emotional balance enables tolerance and empathy, which enables forgiveness, which enables cooperation, which enables compassionate action, which encourages survival as a civilization. As a critical mass of individuals progresses through these stages, so does their collective world. The author suggests that compassion increases gamma brainwave activity in our problem-solving prefrontal cortex, while decreasing fight-or-flight amygdala activity. It's like upgrading from dial-up to high-speed internet for the brain. Everything works better, faster, and with less drama. The bottom line, choosing evolution over devolution. Cochran presents a simple but profound choice. Every thought and interaction moves us either up the spiral toward evolved consciousness and society, or down the spiral toward devolved consciousness and society. The solution? Sovereignty of mind. Instead of letting external triggers constantly activate our amygdala and make us less intelligent and more combative, we can choose to emphasize compassion, gratitude, and joy. It's like having a mental tuner. Someone's going to control it, so why not ourselves? As Eckhart Tolle observed, suffering is necessary until you realize it is unnecessary. Cochran suggests that free will could allow us to collectively navigate to an ascended society within generations, or stretch out our collective suffering for eons. The choice is ours. The message is clear. We're not just passengers on this cosmic journey. We're the drivers, the GPS system, and the destination all rolled into one. The question isn't whether we can enjoy the benefits of a higher consciousness, but whether we will choose to. What will it be? For more information on Bob Cochran's first book, Emerging Imaginal You, a time-traveling note to self from the corner of science and spirituality, or his second book, Hyperdimensional You, Surfing the Shift Toward Mastery, check out clever2wise.com, that's clever2wise.com, or on Facebook, #clever2wise. Feel free to also subscribe and like on Bob's YouTube channel, which can be located by way of the handle at clever2wise.